Oh, hello, dear viewer. I didn't see you there. Well, since you're here, why don't you join us on a journey down Bad Media Lane? Yes, I know, that street name is awful, just like this movie we're about to watch clips of. A movie so terrible, it is widely considered the worst hacker movie of all time. A movie so horrible, nary a meme has emerged from it. A sequel so awful, it made Matthew Broderick cry. Monsters. Well, anyway, let's bring in the crew and venture on, shall we?
Oh my gosh, let's run an opening. Yeah. Come on, what just glorious. Oh no, it's
code.
Anthony, it is not just WarGames. It is the sequel to WarGames, Dead Code. And that is what we're talking about today. Oh my gosh, we're going to be throwing clips, reacting to them. But for those who have not watched this masterpiece, let me tell you a few things about WarGames, The Dead Code. I went on IMDb to learn what the plot of this movie was. I read their 2-sentence description and realized it didn't really tell me what the plot is. So I then watched the movie and a bunch of the associated clips. I still don't know what the plot is. I still don't know what the premise of it is. Yeah, Anthony, no one knows what it is. So I then went to the Wikipedia page and read through the plot. And here is the plot. Now, before I even mention it, we were originally going to play a drinking game, which was every time there is a reference to the first movie, we take a drink. And then I realized we would be dead within the first 10 minutes because the movie recognizes it's so bad. They reference back to Joshua, the previous system, playing games so many times. That's what the movie is. The plot of the movie is essentially this supercomputer set up a game server that hackers will go in and play and bet money. And they assume that any money that hackers put in is obviously ill-gotten goods. So they check how well they do at the game, and then they trace the money. And if there's 6 degrees of separation between that money and some nefarious source, they assume they're a terrorist and go and kill them. Like, here's
automated
the thing.
style.
And fully automated. They give the computer full automation, full autonomy to launch nukes, to drop drone strikes. There's no way to turn the computer off. There's no way to send commands in to understand its logic. It's just going. And mind you, the 6 degrees of separation is it the 6 degrees or 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon? Is it 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Gowry, we can't hear you on voice now, as a heads up.
Gowry has
I was muted.
a 6 degrees or 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So he is effectively, by their logic, a terrorist.
I also have an Erdos number. I actually have a Bacon Erdos number of 6.
A Bacon Erdos number. Oh, thank you, Anthony. It's the 6th degree. So, like, essentially, like, everyone is a terrorist according to this. But with that, Gator, did I miss anything with the plot before we just jump into the first clip?
So this movie came out about the same time as Eagle Eye as well. And if you've ever seen Eagle Eye, I say they had the same idea in the same direction and then just went, oh shit, and hit the dirt. So we'll see what happens. I think that's a pretty good summary, in my opinion. Rewatching it, it's going to be interesting to see your guys' reactions to this because some of this, hey, okay, this is good. And then the other times are like, hey, we should say something hacko-lingery. What sounds good? What sounds weird? Let's do that. So we'll get to check this out.
And if not, just insert a reference back to the previous movie. Gulo?
Now, there was a plot to the movie. I'm pretty sure I watched this a couple of weeks ago. It might have been a month. I don't know anymore. The money that he bet on the hacker game was ill-gotten. He stole money from his old neighbor to play this hacker game where he racked up a lot of money and proved that he knew what the most lethal gases were. So that's what caused the computer to think that he was a terrorist in Philadelphia and tried to bomb Philadelphia.
By asking his mom, mind you.
Yep.
All
He was a
right.
chemist.
In the bathroom. In the
All right.
bathroom.
We ready
That
to
was
jump in?
quality.
Yeah, let's jump into a
Let's
clip
jump
here.
in. Let's not deprive people of this train wreck.
Oh my gosh, with that, the first hack of the movie.
I just traded these hacked credit card numbers to a guy online for this new peer-to-peer tool. You ready for this? Are you ready? Guaranteed undetectable. What do you say? Kind of hoping you sort of help me figure this stuff out since I'm not totally sure how it works.
Look, man, I promised her I'd give it a rest.
Of course you did. It's your mom. What else are you gonna tell? Sweet.
Here, call someone. Anyway,
Stargate game in the background.
Maybe I'll call your ex-girlfriend.
ask her on a date.
What is he
She'll probably
pointing?
play with me.
That's a wireless gain antenna.
Hello, White House. How may I direct your call?
Are you kidding me? Dude, how do you... That's my number.
Come on, let's go.
Can I have that?
No. Thanks for the Pop-Tart.
That's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. What did I just watch?
Wait, you don't just you don't just plug in the USB, you dump out all the codes to talk to everybody else?
He plugged in an antenna to a Pringles can antenna. Actually, that looked like a cigar holder antenna into USB so that he could clone a SIM. And it worked. You saw it worked.
Yeah, clearly. I mean,
And-
he did SIM cloning just by pointing an antenna at the phone. Like this.
Was it sim cloning, or was he supposed to be hijacking and being the new base station, right? But directly
Yeah.
pointing at just that phone, and that's now I'm going to be your base station for just that phone.
So there was a few years back, I think the FCC and the FBI was going to raid DEF CON because there was a group of people that were planning to set up their own base station at DEF CON, which is like, you can't do that. You're going to break so many federal laws in the process of doing that, that you're going to go to jail for a long time. And it was going to be this big spectacle. So you definitely can. It is definitely possible to hijack calls and man in the middle calls like that. Whether or not you can redirect them based on, I don't know what the protocols it uses to communicate right now. I did learn a little bit about that in school. It's technically possible, but in no world does there exist a device that can redirect a phone call like that is that size.
or
And it's definitely not directional.
And
Right.
definitely not that quickly either, because like the way a lot of microcells work is you are the strongest signal near the phone, so that's why everything connects to you. But a lot of the same security exists within those. They're not like the plain text communication. Like all the security you have wrapped within your protocol still exists within that. Like iMessage was like a big example of this. Like text messages would have vulnerabilities like this, but iMessage is still wrapped within protocols.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So, we're talking about base stations. I'm taking over. Technically, if that was a directional antenna that he built, he would be the strongest base station at 6 inches away. That he's pointing it at his friend who now has horrible brain cancer. But he would
connect
be the
that.
strongest signal. So
Actually,
technically,
That actually helps explain a little bit more of this story as his buddy's character continues to where it's like, hey, so I'm trying to get your help with this. And then all of a sudden, sometimes he seems like he gets dumber and other times he seems like he gets super smart, like he's the one you should be going to. So,
So we also, when did this come out? What was it? 2008, right? So got to keep in mind that it's not as powerful as, current technology. So he was only being blasted with 1 or maybe 2 Gs, not all 5.
And
All right,
gosh,
ready?
I was gonna make a vaccination joke about all 10 Gs, but I'll just drop that one there. All
next
right,
joke or next
let's
joke.
jump to the next,
Next
clip.
clip.
All right, we got acronyms. I have no idea what this one is.
Fig jam.
And we're in the information acquisition business. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fig jam. Fuck, I'm just ask me.
So is
Big
it
jam.
is the stream rated for NTFS?
Well, it is now.
I tried to
Well, that's
cough.
why you coughed.
I'm sorry.
Coughed.
Like-
I couldn't. I didn't understand what he said. I was like, oh, he just coughed directly into the mic.
I'm sorry. I tried.
That's what I was
I
thinking
know.
too.
I was like,
like,
why are you ruining my audio? Mute you.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh.
I guess I may
it
have
is
not timed that right.
dumpster fire of a movie. I'm gonna just. There are so many ridiculous acronyms within just technology in general. If you pay attention, there are most definitely like joke ones. You know what? I'm not going to mention that one because I have clients who might be watching. We have a couple acronyms that we've made up, which you push together as a client and they reveal things like the TUIC internal testing system. But we'll just leave that one there.
Did I ever tell you about the one of the systems I made while I was in the service? And like we always came up with random names for our systems, but I called this one the anomalous new address location by extrapolating advanced data structures. And I'm not gonna. If people want to figure out what it is, they can rewind it and then slowly spell it out.
I know. Noticed. AST Cell totally called out Gator. It was not safe for work, not NTFS.
Yeah. Oh my.
Thank you.
I'm only halfway
that
through my coffee for today. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh,
I
incredible!
thought you
Wow.
actually said NTSC because didn't that just die a few days ago, like permanently?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right,
All right. Next.
Jump into the next one.
She's a computer. Her primary job is to identify and kill terrorists.
Who survives breakfast?
I think I got you.
Hey!
Goes to show you, beauty before age.
No.
Car's not dented.
He was exercising. He doesn't weigh that much.
Don't go injecting. Don't go injecting logic into this discussion.
This is like, is this supposed to be a
CCTV is
thriller
everything.
scene?
Yes, that's like
there's no blood.
right.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself like, wow, that's some mighty sinister music for a couple of guys out on a jog.
Jog.
What? Like, what? Is somebody about to slip on some ice? Like, what is going on? Like
That should have been better.
just from like a movie design, like scene design and stuff. That scene was awful. That, like, all you have is this wide panning shot of two guys running and then a few close-ups where one of them gets hit by a car. Like that, the whole storyboard there, whoever did that storyboard should be fired. That was terrible.
And you know, if they zoomed out on that scene, like with the camera, you're only seeing the one scene, but they're running. It's not like they're around closed corners in an office, like in some sort of like building complex. Like they see all the cars in all the directions. In which of us would be like, okay, I see the car coming. It's okay. Oh, the light says I can go. I should trust the light and assume they're going to stop.
Not just that, the cars could see them. It's not like they popped out from behind a bush. Like that,
Right?
what a horribly negligent driver to just full blast, just wham right into that guy. He's like, I have the light. This is their fault.
So
I mean, this is in DC, right? So
Oh well, that makes
I'm
sense.
going to
Never
agree
mind.
with
We're in
Gowrie on
DC.
this and disagree with Silk because my general opinion is I'm big enough that if I get hit by a car, they're going to regret it, so they won't run me over because I leave big dents.
Yeah, that's
Big,
the moose
big
effect. If they hit you, you're just gonna smash in their windshield and kill them in response.
Exactly. So the cars will always stop for me, is my general opinion. So I'll just go and they'll drive around me. It's fine.
Oh man,
They can't hit you. It's illegal.
Oh, let's find the next one here.
all right.
Spyware?
No, something else. I just wiped this drive 2 days ago.
Well, I guess you didn't do a very good job, did you?
Oh, funny guy.
It's a
Whoa,
word.
whoa, whoa. You know this guy's online banking password?
Yeah, I helped him set up the account. He couldn't remember, so.
And there's no two factor.
$97,000?
So much money.
2008, there was no two-factor.
$105,000? I bet the guy's putting more money in than he's taking out.
It's called layering. You put it in and take it out a couple thousand at a time.
It's called
I mean, this stuff never.
Is it called
sits in 2 hours.
is it layering or layering? I couldn't tell.
But for now, all of that money's real.
It's layering. And how do these people not know about money mules?
Nah, I'm just gonna hack some Sky Miles and then.
Come on.
I'm gonna
dude.
just
It's not
hack
like
some
you're
Sky
stealing
Miles.
I'm gonna hack some Sky Miles.
All you have to do
No.
is transfer some money for 15 minutes.
Okay, so
Hold on. The most fraudulent and fake thing about that entire scene is that they think they can transfer money out of the bank and back in 15 minutes.
That shit takes 3 fucking days.
there goes the
No way.
not
Good
safe for
point.
work.
The only the only way that works is if you're transferring it to another account at the same bank. They're not just gonna. That's not how that. Again, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, Gowry's obviously bitter about the banking system taking so long to transfer funds everywhere, and I am too, for the record. So hacking Sky Miles, the only way I can think that you can really hack Sky Miles is if you sign up for one of their credit cards and you cancel it, or you order a bunch of things and then you cancel those. But that usually takes like days, weeks, or months to build up a whole bunch of fraudulent Sky Miles, and they eventually catch you, and they're not happy.
I mean, now a lot of airlines actually have bug bounties where they will reward you with absurd numbers of Sky Miles, and I know this because I actually claimed a bug bounty at one point for United because I found a bug in their app that would let you retain passes to their lounges, which I discovered because I purchased one. And I took a snapshot of it. I don't remember what I did exactly, but I purchased one, and I noticed that it didn't leave my phone. So I went back in to try and use it a second time, and I was like, maybe I just bought a second one and I didn't notice. And then I think I did it again before I realized, I'm like, no, I definitely haven't done this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go claim a bug bounty now. Thanks for the free beer.
Nice.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think I got like 40,000 miles off of that or something like that. It was nice. Like that's definitely a thing. So you can definitely hack Sky Miles, but it's through bug bounties.
I mean, even the banking interface is utterly ridiculous. The thing's for the technology back then. There's no like live updating of money going in and out, and there's like this Google Doc Excel spreadsheet to see your transactions.
You got to be able to update them. I didn't spend that much money. I spent this much money.
Let's go to the next one.
Here we go.
Let's do a 20,000 dead kids.
You have selected 20,000
Gets
bodies.
you half an hour of gameplay, which is good.
Oh,
This
wait,
one,
so
Not even odds, man. That sucks.
you gotta pause it. Did you cut out the intro to the game? Because that is the most annoying thing about this entire movie that will get stuck in your brain.
I am sure it will come up at one point, and if not, we
Okay.
can go and find it. I know
right,
this clip
go
is
ahead.
a long one, so I'm probably going to jump around a little bit.
Bump it up to
Sounds
100,000
good.
bodies.
You have selected
Yeah,
100,000
5 to 1 odds. Now we're in business. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I've only got 10 minutes.
Okay, do you want your mom to finish her bath and come pay us a visit? Huh?
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Also, who would trust their buddy with with their computer unlocked?
Right?
I don't trust any of you guys.
I'm
Also,
pretty
where
sure
did he
we
go? To lock the door?
Lock the basement door.
Please select your target area code.
Philadelphia.
Target Philadelphia. Projected
Aw,
death
poor Philly.
100,000.
Reyes. Better tag him POI.
No, forget it. Whoever this person of interest is, Ripley's already got 5 flags on him.
Who is this guy?
I'm going to pause it here because this one I find hilarious. Not only like graphical interfaces aside, but you saw the system start making that 6 degrees of separation between the two of them. But notice that room which the engineer is working in, it's pitch black in there, And there's like, we almost had to give a warning before this of like anyone who has seizures, anytime it shows the computer, there's a strobe light going on and there's like fog inside the room just to make sure that the computer really is lit up there.
It's to keep the moths out.
It's to keep the moths out.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how
the
they
cooling
prevent having
system.
to debug the machine.
Oh, God.
It's the cooling system, and all computers have blinky lights on them. I have to cover those up with tape or clip wires or desolder things.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to resume the
So
clip.
it's all full of CO2, man. So that's where all the gases and the flashiness. Let's give this thing a whirl.
They just took all my airborne soluble contaminants.
Oh, no.
Wrong, dude. You gotta stick with chem weapons, no toxins. Come on, there's always room for nukes.
1 minute to complete your
Where are you
mission.
going?
Better hurry, Will.
Mom, if you had to choose between atomizing anthrax or sarin, which would be more deadly? Just guess.
What?
This is a normal conversation.
Mom, please, just take your best shot.
Go with Sarah. It's much quicker. It's all.
Select secondary weapon. You have 20 seconds to complete your body count at level 5.
Incredible.
And then just down.
By the way, I would say go ahead for anyone who's watching. It does look like YouTube probably brought it down because of a copyright claim because we're playing the movie, even though we're under fair use.
Giving auditorial.
Giving our review of it. That being said, is watch it on Twitch, and then I'll be able to package up the video later and throw it up. It is, or it's just entirely possible that we're leaking secrets here, and we were we were hacked, and Dead Code holds the truth to all of life's problems. So watch it on Twitch, and we'll figure it out later. That is an utterly ridiculous clip,
Right?
I mean, how many of you have actually come
Mom.
across a technical problem and go, you know what? Who's going to have the answer here? Mom is going to have the answer.
Yeah. No.
Incredible.
No. So, for a little bit of background for this clip, why he went and asked his mom is because his mom is a chemist, and that they introduced at the beginning of the movie. So they're like, "Hey, so are you making new toothpaste at work this week?" He's like, "Yeah, didn't quite get the flavor that I wanted, but I'm able to bring home these chemicals because I think this one's going to work versus whoever shot it down in the boardroom." So that's why he went to his mom.
Hey, Gator, can you drop the Twitch link into
Yes.
YouTube because they still have chat there. Yet the stream went down.
You betcha.
Again,
Doing so
nothing like doing it live. Again, technology is working, but Google is against us. Google is clearly against us.
That
right.
information must flow.
That is
And
hilarious.
posting now.
So,
Because it won't let me post an actual link. So there's the. Oh, well, okay. You can post the link as you're a mod. Fine.
excellent. Let's go ahead. So he has now played the game. He's won the game.
And then they shut off power to his home.
Play with me, baby. Play with me, baby. Come on.
Oh my god.
Come and play.
Yep.
Activate his webcam.
Don't stop now. You've won $25,000.
It was a honeypot.
Play with me, baby. Play with me, baby.
Oh, I'll just shut off my machine.
This movie is terrible.
Play with me, baby. Play with me, baby.
He's getting outranked. Oh.
Gets a text to play with me, baby. So, play with me, baby.
Okay, so the bank tank down part, I can kind of see, because wasn't it like in 2008 where they started shutting down websites and it said that this website's been shut down by the FBI and they had their little symbol thingy on them? I haven't seen one of those in like 15 years, but
it's been a
I'm not sure
that was
they
around
do.
that time.
I'm not sure they do that anymore. They just take them down now. But I do remember that like this has been. I never really understood if that was a meme, and that people that just wanted to shut down their website would just do it that way, or if that was actually what the FBI would do.
I mean, actually, you know what? There is a good precedent for this. And again, it was like, well, I don't even want to mention the word. So it was a egregious, gross site on the dark web, which the government went into to try and catch a bunch of people exchanging images of, gross things. So with that is in order to grab these groups, there was an injection they did, which essentially just grabbed the IP address. They loaded an image from their server, which had a cross-reference link. So that's how they were actually able to get IP addresses. There was pedophiles, so that's what it was. To get the IP address of them, they loaded their image up maliciously onto the site, and then when it was downloaded over Tor, it would reveal their source IP address. So, like, if big sites are attacked by the government, and this one's all public, they're usually just not, like, ripped down. They're manipulated to be able to grab information people using that site. Right. But if they just want them down, they just break the connection, like, or take down the server. With Tor, it's a lot harder to find the servers, but they just take them down. I guess the option is always to spin up on something else.
So I just want you to know that one phrase that they kept on going through and repeating again and again is a thing that'll get as a worm built into your head to where as long as you hear dead code, you're going to go snap. It's like, oh God, she's calling again. And then just kind of want to start inserting those random places because it's ridiculous.
Play with me, baby.
I mean,
so we know what Gator fixates on now.
And they gain control.
They literally did it so many times in the first 20 minutes of the movie. It was disgusting. I literally clipped like 5 or 10 and Silk just grabbed the first one as part of the end game. They had to set it up and it was ridiculous. Anyway.
Gosh. I mean, the fact that they got control of the webcam, I mean, it's completely possible and reasonable. Well, not kind of. I was going to say they had the game installed, but the problem is link goes long. Twitch goes to the 27 no live link. I don't know what if
I linked the wrong one. I'm bad.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, otherwise is what we'll do is I'll upload the entire video afterwards. The thing I was interesting is it's a web-based game, which would require an exploit for the browser to be able to gain control of the webcam, or he would have actually had to provide permission to the webcam, to the browser, for them to get it. The only other option there would be as if he installed like an executable for the game, but I'm trying to like make some sense, like some semblance of sense on this one, but that one might be a stretch.
This is 2008, so you have to. This is going to be a Flash game like Macromedia, Shockwave, or something along those lines. And there were hundreds of exploits for those that could do all kinds of things to your system. Are you really sure you want to run this? Yes. Well, we just installed 3 backdoors and a rootkit. So it's entirely possible. Having the website hack the phone that he's not using to play the game, that's a little bit more clever.
I mean, I'll suspend disbelief on the phone one because he could have easily, he's betting money, which means, and it wasn't like through like some anonymous like, Monero or something like that. It was, he had to link a bank account with the money, and that's how they traced the bank accounts or like transferring the money. And with that, he would have had a phone number to confirm the wire transfer. So like that one's not crazy to me. Again, in the ridiculousness that is this movie.
Yeah,
Right.
and the webcam depth for sure. Like this would have been in the era where webcams didn't necessarily have like a notification light to tell you that it was on.
Right.
So, no, that I mean that was totally a thing. That people would hook their webcams up, and if they had a publicly facing IP address, oftentimes some of those webcams are security cams. It's still a huge thing. You can log into a lot of IoT security cams today without credentials or default credentials if they have a public IP address. There's all kinds of websites that troll those things and then make them available. It's pretty crazy.
So damn.
One it looks like YouTube's back up again. We'll figure it out again. So far, this is one of those like blessings in disguise that we stream out to both. So thank you for the updates in text. It keeps us so like we actually can keep the thing up. The one thing I did find out about the webcams, I did a video on this recently. Early days, they didn't actually have the webcam, that LED powered through the webcam, and you could obviously like turn off the light, and there would be a tax for that. But now, like MacBooks did have a vulnerability where you could like turn on and off the webcam really fast, enough to grab a picture, but not enough to turn the light on. And then they fixed that vulnerability sometime I'm in like 2011. So now there is physically no way of keeping the light off while the camera's on, at least for the latest MacBooks.
This became a huge thing after schools, high schools started making laptop loaner programs and stuff. Because, and this is crazy, this happened in a high school near my hometown outside Philly, that they gave like every kid in the school got their own laptop so that they could do homework from home. And the school had installed spyware on the laptop so they can monitor what the students were doing on the laptops. Well, the security started turning on the webcams of the children's laptops to view what they were doing during certain things. And I think they brought some kid in because they saw someone doing drugs, like probably smoking pot or something in their home. And then it became a big to do because they're spying on children. And I forget if there was an indication of the light being on or not. I think I think those things were disabled in the firmware so it wouldn't turn the light on. And, the school was functionally, that's real messed up.
It's so messed up. All right, with that, let's go up. Let's queue up the next one. It seems like everything we have is back up and running. We are going to phone freaking.
Hey, and there's a webcam there. He didn't reach anybody.
Oh my gosh, incredible.
1-900 Mix-a-Lot.
He just needed his jam.
Oh my goodness. Anthony,
there with the stream.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
I kid you not. So we have
Ridiculous.
30 seconds. So we'll just keep on talking on those or keep us in the corner so it's not, hey, come on, guys. Really?
I'll pull down. What I'll do is, so anyone watching, I'll pull down the stream afterwards. I'll put it back up with as a video so it captures everything. That is ridiculous. Well, we have now determined why people don't do this live. That's unfortunate. This scene, who wants to comment on this scene one first? The thing that blows me away is not even the fact that that's not like he walked up, he did phone freaking without even looking around at the cameras, and then just like, I'm gonna do like unscrew the thing right in front of the camera. He's like, oh, it might be watching me. On second thought, I'll screw this back on and hang up, and just walks away.
Didn't you guys see the video of the guy that? So somebody was in an ATM, there's a pickpocket behind him, and he reaches like into his pocket, he pulls out his wallet, and he's sitting there, and he looks over, he sees the security camera, and he's like, oh, he throws the wallet on the ground, taps the guy on the shoulder, and points, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, please don't arrest me, and then he runs away.
Yes.
Oh, incredible.
Absolutely. I saw another one where somebody knocked into him, grabbed the wallet out, and then saw it, and then accidentally knocked into him again and put it back in. So, yeah, there's many out there.
Oh, there's the link that Gowrie put in specifically about that webcam. By the way, can we comment? Probably a good section that last week we had Gowrie die. It happened. He came back to life now.
Yeah.
Can we just comment on that one? So I'll start to set the stage. I got a comment in one of the live stream, which it's just started. And then I got a message on Twitter, which was, I'm so sorry. My condolences. Like, I'm just so sorry for your loss. And then I had another person message me, different person, saying, I'm so sorry for your loss. How did this happen? What are you talking about? Like, what's going on? Find out he linked to a Reddit post of someone who looks very similar to Gowrie. It is absolutely an angry version of him. Again, someone died, so I'm
Gowrie.
not making light of that, but it is definitely Grumpy Gowrie. But I then had got this risk of I need proof of life from Gulo and Gowrie. It was just so weird.
Well, then I got a text from Silk going, "Hey man, are you okay? Are you alive? I heard you were dead." And I was like, "What?" And then he dug up the link and he sent me the link, and I was like, "Dude, someone found Doppelgowrie. This is amazing."
And mind you, when I got the news, I didn't have the link to be able to go see the picture. Everyone started broadcasting that they had died. It's horrible. So yeah, that was a good comment.
Next time, Gowrie, what you do, and I didn't do this to Silk because I was probably dead when he actually messaged me, is you respond back saying this is his wife. Yes, he did pass away.
So
and
mean.
give some details. That's how you handle those situations. When somebody messages you, "Are you dead?" you respond back as a loved one that has access to their phone.
That is the worst thing I have ever heard. That's horrible.
This is why we have Gulo. This is why we have Gulo, so that he does these things so that we don't have to.
Oh my gosh, incredible. All right, on with the show. Again, if you're on YouTube, you might just want to move on over because yikes, man.
So,
just yikes.
Gowrie's posted 2 links to Twitch that I've seen. Now, I'm not on any of these because I'm not on a normal system. But from what I can tell, he posted the same link twice.
Yeah. Because we're streaming out to Twitch and YouTube, so you see the link on both.
I posted the link to his channel. I guess when you click that, it might be going to not the live stream.
Right.
No, it goes to the live stream for me.
With that, we have it local.
Continue.
We'll continue. Mr. Slick.
Here, tell me what you see.
I see a really, really hot guy.
Okay. Mr. Slick over there is doing more than just mesmerizing women with his supreme manly intelligence. He's hacking in the merchandise supercomputer behind us. The guy is pulling heavy side jobs. I'm talking running credit cards and pocketing the cash. Of course, he didn't notice me because I'm not a chick. You don't really think he's hot. Okay, so that's why we have to
focusing on the important things.
Borrow. And let me guess, you want me to distract?
Just for a minute.
Not a problem. And yes,
Wouldn't be a bad
purely
movie
put
without
bag over his
sexist tropes.
personality, use him as a pleasure machine kind of way. Passable.
And she just flips it. That's like, whoa!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Pringles can hacks were legitimate hacks, but I was doing that crap in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was something I did as a teenager. So they're a decade and a half behind.
Well, I mean, granted, this was what, 2008? I forget. When was this?
2008.
When was
That's
this
right.
movie made? Yeah, 2008. So by the time this movie was made, it was something that had leaked into the general media, and that anyone who had been in, you were like, yeah, of course you can do that. It's simple. It's not a good antenna, but it's it's a nice meme.
It functions.
Did anyone notice that he had mentioned this guy? He's in the process of social engineering his way into a bank, and he referenced it. This guy is a elite hacker who has pulled off major heists, like credit card skimming.
Yeah, not just that. If you know that, if you of all people know that, why is he not in jail?
Right.
That was the major hack, the credit card skimming. Now, again, we can go on and on about social engineering. That is probably the best way to do this.
Well,
but at a bank, you have to know there's going to be cameras, and your face is everywhere after that.
So, in all fairness, it's don't we all know someone who does illegal things that we just don't rat out to the feds or anything?
Nope.
Bob. I hear lots of interesting things about Bob.
Definitely not. No association whatsoever.
I don't know anyone either. Never mind.
As far as I know, Gulo, all of your actions are totally legal.
All of my actions have hit statute of limitations. I've been a good boy lately.
Clear distinction there.
So they're about to social engineer into the bank. Yikes. Let's go ahead. Let's find the next one. She is on her way to social engineer.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So you want to use a computer?
Really smart.
So smart.
Thanks.
Wait, aren't these people in high school?
This movie's so bad. Oh, that's even worse, man.
Oh, it's horrible.
You want to use it?
John McAfee would have loved this movie.
The internet
waterproof,
is
right?
waterproof.
Okay.
I'll just show you how this works.
Incredible.
You say is the internet waterproof?
Yes.
I mean, it kind of is. They have the underwater cables until like Sharknado happens and it chews through a cable.
I saw something about the real Sharknado. Like there's a TV show about an actual Sharknado happening or something like that.
Oh no.
I'm less concerned about Sharknadoes because maybe I'm more worried about like Katrina with alligators and you have
I'm definitely more terrified. Yeah, crocodinados. I'm definitely more terrified of crocodile tornadoes. Like sharks, they'll mostly leave you alone. Crocodiles, they're in it for just to be mean.
Well, yeah, and sharks eventually go back to the water. The crocs will just chase you. Land, water, they don't care.
Right.
What are you guys talking about right now?
Something better than this movie. This movie's crap, bro.
I'm trying to arrange clips and paying attention, half paying attention while I'm arranging clips, trying to look at comments, and I come back and all I hear is like, I'm more fearful of a Sharknado. Is the movie that incredible where you're like, that is the connection?
One, Sharknado is an undeniably incredible movie, and it is by far, not even close, much better than this movie. Like everyone should watch Sharknado.
Like 5 sequels to it too.
I know if they made a Hacker Sharknado, I would be all over that so fast. But the sharks need to be the hackers, just to be clear.
With lasers on them?
Yes.
We got to go all the way back to Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
Hacknado. Dude,
yes.
Hacknado is a tornado that delivers hackers into...
Hackers?
It's like
it's a cyberstorm. Oh, my God.
Oh, God, no. Dude, Hacknado would be a good CTF team name.
That should be a Hack Fortress this year. Let's do it.
Yeah,
man.
All right, next.
This movie is just, I can't even comment on that scene specifically because it's just like, it's the blatant, like, these are high school students. They don't look like it because they're so old. Like, why they cast these actors, like, they're like, in an earlier scene, they are high school students, like 15, 16 years old. Why is this in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was that one movie where the really, really old dude's like holding the skateboard and he's got his hat on backwards? He's like 50 years old and he's like, "Sup, other students?"
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know, but I've seen the meme.
All right, let me jump in. Last part of this scene.
There's numbers on the top.
No.
Oh, gotta love this.
This is such massive cringe. I can't even. I mean, this actually works.
No,
Mythbusters did this.
It doesn't, and I'll explain why in a second.
Wireless link opened. Ooh, with the text scrolling by. Ooh, I'm getting tingles. And then he's got a Mac to hack on.
I'm going to comment on this one. You are right. It does work. However, when you pull off, like, here, grab my coffee. If I have a fingerprint here and I pull it off with a gummy bear, I have made not a positive, which matches my finger, but I will have made a negative on here. Mm-hmm. So I then have to take that negative, turn it into a positive, and then I can put it down.
Yeah, you're right.
That is how you can do it in Mythbusters. It absolutely is doable, but every movie that does this, where you pull the negative and throw it on, immediately won't work. But here's the funny part is, this is why these fingerprints are the worst scanners, because the biggest problem with them, let me grab this. Here's the scanner. You put your finger straight down, in straight up. So what is left on the scanner? A perfect fingerprint.
Dude,
I don't need the
amazing.
Coke can. That's why they went to those like weird like line ones where you swipe down,
Strip.
so
Yep.
that the
I
strip
remember-
will pick up the full print.
I remember I had a laptop like a decade, maybe 13 years ago, that had that little strip one, and I was like, "This is really interesting." And then it didn't click that that's why they moved to those.
Yeah.
So I used to work for a retailer long time ago, and they were setting up a fingerprint that was tied to credit cards. And I originally wasn't on the team that was testing it, but I got bored at work, so I started testing it. Well, I was left unsupervised, so I started testing it. The way that fingerprints, so they match, they use like a dot matrix to determine where certain parts of your fingerprint are, whether it's like a 7 match, a 9 match, a 13 match, whatever it is. So I was going through all these things of trying to use gelatin and gummy bears and Play-Doh and all these like pieces of tape. All I had to do was I found the dots on the database and I printed out physical dots on a piece of paper, and then I held the piece of paper against the fingerprint reader. It wasn't actual fingerprint, it was just dots.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's brilliant.
They still rolled it out. They still rolled it out to so many places.
Oh,
I mean, there's so much stuff like that. Lockpicking Lawyer does all of those fingerprint safe like smart locks all the time. He puts one up every few months, and by far, like, it's really consistent. They are consistently the worst locks in existence. Like anything with a fingerprint reader. It's why it's why like no one uses that anymore. I don't think I've used a fingerprint. Well, I guess phones have it, right?
I mean, a lot of them are face ID now, which isn't like, but that's not the way they do Face ID. Is not like a capture of your face. It throws a dot matrix and then pulls measurements from your face. Like, I mean, Gulo can talk way more to this, but like, no, fingerprints are, they're also like easily messed up. You like, you know, a lot of chefs are theirs are weak. You cut your finger, all of a sudden that doesn't work, so you have to record multiple fingers. Like, it's not the best, especially.
I used to change my fingerprints about once a year. I do it every 2 or 3 years now because I'm not as paranoid as I used to be.
I don't want to know.
I love how YouTube just decided that they're done with our crap at this point.
You're done because of deceptive practices.
Ooh, we're definitely.
This is also why I don't do iris scanners. Iris scanners, I can change my fingerprints fairly easily, and it's not as painful as most people think. But an iris scanner, I don't know how to do that yet, and I don't want to try.
All right,
right?
So Silk got taken down for deceptive practices. Everyone needs to know that he's not actually bald.
This is all a green screen ruse for how long? How many videos in Silk have you been found out?
You've gotten me. I'm jumping in. How are we going to hack Ripley? How is that going to happen? Let's find out.
Play with me, baby.
Oh, gosh.
Should be scary. I almost felt sorry for the guy.
Thank you.
Almost. Is your
Almost.
cell phone working? Don't worry, I'll bump through some hacked accounts so they can't trace us. We should be peer-to-peer and ready to look right down Ripley's throat.
Just like that.
So like when
What?
other kids were out playing baseball, you were in a dark room playing with computers.
Play baseball?
This is-
Third base. All-stars. And I didn't play with computers.
I
built them.
I hate this.
I built this.
Overachiever.
Hey, my dad taught me about computers and he was my third base coach. Blame him.
I know
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Third base.
This is so bad.
I was waiting for a comment like that because it would have been just, they could have just slid all the way home, man. But no, nothing was said.
Oh my gosh.
And just that easy. He connected to multiple peers through her phone, and then he was able to get into the FBI database. Because that makes sense.
And this is in 2008 when like ubiquitous, internet access from your phone was only just starting to show up, right? Like, and they definitely connected all of those databases to the internet as soon as that was possible,
Yeah,
I love the
that was on a
comment in
flip
chat.
phone.
No hacker ever talked to a real girl for that long. No hacker has ever made, slick references like that to a girl for that long while hacking, mind you. Like, if someone is talking to me, let alone an attractive person, male or female, there's no way I'm going to be able to intelligibly do anything on the computer. Like, it's one or the other. Pick one.
This scene is just like, the other thing which cracks me up about this is they're still like right in front of the bank. And like, I can't imagine anyone just like, I'm going to sit down right in front of the bank, set up my laptop, put it up, have like antennas shooting off, right? And then like it's just like, also, why is he doing the hack there? There's no reason. He's not on the wireless. There's no reason whatsoever to be sitting outside the bank. He could have done this anywhere else.
He's showing off for her.
So I hope that Crux is watching the stream, because Gowry just gave away his kryptonite of crash and compile. We need some team distraction here for Gowry. Just to see what happens.
True story.
Yes.
I mean,
I was thinking the same thing in the background.
Gulo, if you roll up in a thong, I am not going to be able to do any hacking at all. Bonus points if it's an easy cheese whiz thong.
Insert scavenger hack.
I have shown up on a thong for crash and compile before for team distraction with a couple hundred people that I gathered around on the stage.
For people who are not aware, Crash and Compile is a contest at DEF CON where I think you have to write some code and actually have it compile, and then if it doesn't compile, you lose points.
So they roll a big D20, which has a bunch of different languages all over it. So like, COBOL, a C#, Java, JavaScript, like all the different languages. They roll it, and then they give a simple objective, like you need to I don't know, program what's the
FizzBuzz.
Yeah, like Fizz, whatever. You have to program some simple program, like the Game of Life or something like that on it. And then you have to use that language, and you can't compile it. Every time you compile it, you have to take a drink, or you fail, or you get points deducted. So like,
this is,
I don't know how they did it. Zero competed for years in it.
This is what hackers consider fun.
I don't remember them actually having to pick different languages, because the guy that won forever was Frank, and the reason he won is he just went out and wrote his own programming language called Frank, which is an awesome language. If you guys haven't tried it yet, go play with it. It's great for like equations and math and stuff. But he wrote his own programming language for crash and compile so that he could always go through and everything would work. So they give you a coding challenge, and if it doesn't work the first time, you drink. If it doesn't work the second time, you drink. If it doesn't work the third time, you drink. And then you eventually get flags for them if you complete things. But they also have team distraction, which for numerous years have been a bunch of burlesque girls that are super cool. I hang out with them every year. And they go in and do whatever random thing they can. Wasn't there a year when Nikita was pregnant and she went up on stage and faked going into labor to distract everyone?
Oh, yes,
Nikita's amazing. Nikita is legitimately amazing. I love her.
she puts up with so much junk. She is great. Like, she really is truly amazing.
I mean, so much of the DEF CON staff is just really amazing people to hang out with and chat with.
Mm-hmm.
I love Nikita to death, and she's just so awesome. And every time I run into her, she forgets who I am until something bad happens, and then it's like instant. She knows who I am again.
Yep.
Oh, incredible.
So here's a picture of I'll put it in chat. Here's a picture of the dies being made. This is before they put all the actual languages on them, but I'm posting it also into our chat as well. So this is on the Crash and Compile official Twitch or Twitter.
Does an amazing job of welding those together.
Yeah, if I start trying to pull the image down, it's gonna.
How heavy are they?
Okay, don't worry about it. That's why I posted
grab
it in
the
chat,
actual
so other people
image,
can
I
see.
can throw it in.
Yep. Okay.
Incredible.
Grab
I'm gonna
it
throw
now.
up the next clip. We are on.
Sounds good.
Oh, the movie's still going?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's still.
Yeah.
We're about at the halfway point.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and don't worry, we still have another platform to get banned on. We've already been banned on YouTube. We will be banned. I'm not even sure how that's gonna like impact the channel. We'll find out. Incredible.
Attention, intrusion.
We got somebody in our database with a knife and fork.
With a knife and fork.
Someone knows what they're doing.
Call that a shovel.
I prefer to use a spork when I hack. Oh man.
Why? Why that reaction?
What even was that?
That was his mother in a hospital bed because they're trying to kill her.
Look at the computer. Like the big flashing.
Yeah, the problem is that their R and their G are on the frets, so they only have B.
And then the creepy guy just
got you.
Yeah, creepy guy in
This
background.
creepy guy following high school students around.
Right. Oh, by the way, he runs into her in the airport, and this is the second time he shows up. So it's super creep.
Yeah, would you like some candy?
Oh, that is amazing.
I've
I'm trying to
got
pull
ice
this
cream.
image for Crash Compile.
So
Yeah,
when you're doing that, I'm going to show something off real quick, just as a teaser that just came fresh off the printer. And we'll get to talk about that later on.
Yeah,
But
they're all too skinny to be
creepy dude,
hackers.
and
yeah, I mean,
I identify with that.
I work on my girlish figure daily. Thank you very much.
all right, let's see. I think I got the image right here. I'll throw up on screen. Nope, that's not it. We will find this eventually. Here we go.
I'm scared of what he's going to post.
That's the D20 that Crux welds together, which just
And
looks
then each
awesome.
side. Yeah.
He does a phenomenal job of that every year. I kind of want to compete in Crash and Compile just to win one, but I suck at programming. I'd be so dry. I'd probably die.
I know Gulo's mic is having a few issues here and there. He is at a remote location, so he's doing the best he can. Undisclosed.
Remote bunker.
But man, this scene is just utterly ridiculous. My favorite, but the favorite quote easily is "They're coming in with a knife and fork. Wait, it's a shovel."
Into the big base. Yes.
Wait, it's a shovel.
What?
Everyone knows that the optimal hacking tool is a spork. It's just got the greatest utility at all times. So why are they using a knife and a fork? That's just too many utilities. It leaves, one that you're not going to have an additional hand open. Like, isn't there a version of a spork that also has the knife on it as well? Just go with that.
Oh my gosh.
It's called a Nork, by the way. Just saying.
Nork.
Not that I have.
There's actually a name for it?
Yes,
Nork.
it's legit. It is kick-ass. It's called a Nork. Go check it out. You need one in your kit.
I'm going to see if
You
I can
keep
get
that
this.
in your everyday carry.
I absolutely freaking do.
The feds
So
are
if you
trying to find
guys
sporks.
next time you guys see Gator, just ask him for his Nork and see if he has it with him.
This is my Nork, damn it. You get your own.
All right, go ahead, so.
Don't leave me.
He's got the weirdest
So
run.
They were chased by agents for 3 minutes straight of just movie fill time. Oh, we're being tracked. Do you still have your phone on you? And this is what he does.
Wow, that was some awesome CG.
How did he drop it onto the top of the train?
Connection lost.
He
He
threw it
was
up there.
next to the train. This movie is horrible. This movie doesn't make any sense.
Gowrie gets angry at bank transfers and physics. Yeah, physics.
And the
That
train.
CGI was beyond. I mean, they spent the entire budget of the CGI. What I don't understand is like what.
It was a Nokia.
You also have. He has the full. Power up the phone. Pull out the sim. Like you have the ability to magically hijack the phone with an antenna that's not even built for it.
Well,
but yet the most amazing part of this movie to me is on a train going like 60 miles an hour. He can toss the phone straight up and it lands perfectly on top and just is carried by the train.
Okay. So the comment was how did the phone not shatter? It's a Nokia phone. It's never going to shatter.
Yeah, but it's not one of those bricks, right? Those old school, everyone has played Snake on those Nokia bricks.
This was a flip
phone. It should have exploded.
Yep.
It should have exploded, but I'm going to say it's a Nokia, so it'll never explode. And then as far as pulling out the SIM card, you have to remember there wasn't a lot of GSM back then. It was all CDMA before they had SIM cards for CDMA.
Right, because I'm pretty sure that was a Sprint phone.
Gator just got called
I was gonna
out
say,
in the comments.
What is that? I didn't know that was a slang for that. And specifically, how do you spell Nork? It's KNORK. Just saying, I dropped a link, so everything is clear. I am only guessing that's from Urban Dictionary for the other spelling. So I'll just say, no, that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, incredible. We all know that's
Can't
exactly
be,
what you're
can't
talking
be
about.
real.
As Calorie starts
it's not
searching for
even
bad things on a live stream.
No, it's not even on Urban Dictionary. It's on dictionary.com.
Are you serious?
Australian, yeah, it's Australian slang.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So wow, that's fantastic. Okay.
Incredible.
That's
cool.
Wow. Well,
I learned something new today.
I bet you Gator knew that.
Gator totally knew. This one's a weirdly long clip. I know because I'm kind of previewing a little bit to see what clip it is. I'm jumping forward in this one because there is something we've talked about which is actually pretty amazing.
Play with me, baby. It's basically like
it's got a radio
an extremely
scanner.
bad version of
May I?
Person of Interest.
Finally got the Pringles can now. Yep.
That's not even how you do that.
Because the police are encrypting their radios at this time in age.
You mind telling us where we're going?
To find someone to help us stop Ripley.
Those kids are getting murdered in a forest.
Right? Because he's got a van. It's a creepy van they climb into.
No.
I'm not even joking.
No, so AST Cell has this right, which is that the old guy has tape on his glasses, and that means he's legit. And I can say this without a doubt. Some of the professors I've had definitely had tape on their glasses, and they're definitely the most trustworthy people I've ever known. So I will get in a van with any man that has tape on his glasses and is over the age of 60.
But it said, the van said free Wi-Fi. That's why you got in the van. Come on.
So
I mean,
as far as
free
the whole
Wi-Fi.
tracking, as far as the whole tracking thing goes, that's entirely possible because everyone remembers the NSA play kit. So you can build a conga flock and you just have to paint the signal and then you can triangulate where they're at. So that's entirely possible. It being a piece of tinfoil, not so much, but you can make trackers that are that size.
I mean, you're gonna have to range, antenna, powering. There's still little things you're gonna have to figure out. Like they can be that size, but like the guy has that level of sophistication technology, yet he's listening like from a mile or two away for radio with an antenna this big, which is fixed with a Pringles can. Like,
right.
Hey, maybe he just wasn't a specialist in that, right? Like we're all in different special verticals in on this stream. This
whole movie is in a special vertical.
I mean, obviously, we know that the main character of the story, which, by the way, I don't even remember his name, nor do I care, but he's already shown his prowess of his antenna capabilities because of how he started the movie. So we're just going to go with he is the SME on antennas, right?
Literally all he knows how to do. In fact, not just antennas, but specifically Pringle antennas. right? Because he doesn't have access with everything else. He doesn't have access to make like a legitimate antenna. He just always carries Pringles around.
So yeah, he's always making directional antennas. He's always building a Yagi of some sort to point in some random direction to boost his signal or to become a base. I don't know. I give up. What? It's too early,
What's the
guys.
next clip,
It's too early.
But we are about to get introduced to Ripley, but here's yet another callback to the first movie.
What the hell is going on? Somebody's playing games.
Somebody's playing games.
Creepy smile. Oh wait, are they booting up the Whopper?
Yeah.
Yes,
They booted up
that
the
part we
Whopper.
missed. They said, "Oh, this is the
yeah.
Whopper."
So the old guy drove him through the forest in a van, and now they're in a basement with him.
Opponent to Predator.
Where
Legitimately.
they just happen to
Where a
have
Russian
the
guy is.
Whopper.
Confirmed.
And the Russian guy was the one watching over the Whopper for this so many years.
What is with all of the computers having their R's and their G's broken? There's so much callback to the original in this one scene because of the old guy from the original one too.
Right. They're in the final 20 minutes of the movie, so they're like, "Oh, this was supposed to be a part 2. I think we were supposed to have some references. Let's just shove all of them in this one 10-minute session. Go."
You are about to get droned.
How does this game end?
Obliteration.
Did this come out in the theaters or was this straight to DVD?
I pray to God it was straight to DVD.
There's
Because it's not even
This
worth
didn't come out on DVD. This was straight to VHS.
No,
Yes.
they didn't even spring for the DVDs in 2008. Just went straight to whatever VHSs were laying around.
Okay, so they're using a computer from like 1983 to fight up against a computer from 2008.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember the Whopper being all that sophisticated, right? All it could do was play like that one game, and there were a few other decisions it could make, but it couldn't talk to you.
It did talk to him in the terminal, for what it's worth. In the previous
in
one
the
as
terminal,
well.
it could
They did a
talk
voice
back
to
to
text.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was AIML way back in the day. So they're just doing AIML against AIML, and generations difference of computers makes no difference. You can fight head to head because the Whopper / Joshua was at a lower operating level where he was set for years.
Can we just ask the question though? Why is this thing still connected? Like not in general, but it's able to communicate directly into like a TS like high level control system which controls all the nukes across all the states, and they just forgot about this one connection which is just left open. I mean, that's actually pretty realistic. I pull my point back.
Yeah, I was going to say how many years was the nuclear launch codes? What was it? 000000? Everyone thought that the president had this secret long code that they had to type in, but they were like, "No, that's too hard for us to actually do. If we need to launch, this is what the codes are." And it's like on a sticky note on the screen.
Yes.
Again, probably the most accurate thing in the movie right here, that it's still connected and still available on the. It just like he just patches in. He's like, I'm sure we probably missed it, which was something like, we need to initiate the PPPHICHO protocol to the TCP to bounce it off the moon. Like, it's just like so utterly obnoxious.
Guarantee that Joshua from 1983 is using Kermit to communicate over the regular internet in 2008.
Actually, and what he means by that, he's actually using a Kermit puppet to communicate.
I feel like at the end of this movie, I'm going to need a therapy puppet just to be able to fully articulate what I now have. What is it, Gator, in my head again from this movie?
Play with me, baby. Play with me, baby.
I feel like I need that in a ringtone. In reviewing these clips, by the way, I had the speakers turned up, and I can only imagine what my wife was hearing when, like, in this weird digital voice, "Play with me, baby." And you're like, "Oh,
Yep.
oh no. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Yep. What's the next clip?
AST cell, perfect. Yes, everyone actually, any big company has these systems that no one knows what they do, but everyone's worried to turn them off. All right, someone entertain us while I pull up the next clip.
There was a company that I used to work for, and we had a system that had the old 8-inch hard drives, the big hard drives. And I had to shut down the system. I have no clue what it did, but I knew how to run the backup commands. I knew like 3 or 4 other commands. I checked the uptime. When I shut that system down, it had an uptime before I was born. The thing hadn't gone down. It hadn't rebooted.
Hey, that says something about the developers, though. Like, man, they slung some solid code. And the power grid, yeah. Or those GPSs.
It was a clean room. We had like 15 different power backup systems so that you didn't like blow up the city.
We need to shut down Ripley. How do you do it?
Is this glass bulletproof? That's pure CO2 in there.
I know.
By the way, they're working together now. Because they figured out Ripley's bad guy.
They need an EMP.
Oh no. We're going to grab a gun.
The room's full of pure CO2.
Being attacked and start launching missiles. Not if I just break the glass. Step aside, Ken. I swear to God, I'll blow that 40 grand worth of cosmetic surgery right off your smug goddamn face. Go ahead. Shoot me, but I'm not gonna move.
Fine, I'll do it. So everybody dies now because of CO2 leakage. Just saying.
Yeah, right. If that room was
no
literally
vents.
full of CO2, they would be passing out so fast.
Go ahead, Will.
Oh, but he got a console. That was the important part.
40 minutes.
Yeah. So he shot the glass to
Which
somehow
made it overheat, and then that prompted a console to come up.
Oh,
that's the exact opposite of what happens when a system overheats.
It makes hey, don't go injecting logic into this movie. It makes perfect sense, right? Right?
Most systems fail closed, not open. unless you're Apple and you write to go to fail. And then it just fails right open.
Oh gosh, it's like the funniest part is like Cisco switches had that issue. Was some of the original ASA switches, or not ASA, some of the original Cisco switches, if you just like grabbed HPing 3 and hit them with a flood with a bunch of like just malformed MAC addresses, it would overflow the buffers and then just flip the switches into like a hub mode because it couldn't keep up with the routing.
Yeah.
So you just overload them and then you just start spilling data. But in doing so, if they ran VLANs on the same switch, all of a sudden the management network was just shooting all over on everything.
I think there was a really, really, really old ODE in it's like it must be like 3000 NDE now, or 3000 day or whatever. It's ancient, where it was on old Cisco switches where you could just type 64 A's into the username and it would just fail open.
You guys are talking about the Catalyst switches, so Cat OS versus iOS, which is running now. But yeah, the old like Cat 5000s, Cat 4000s.
I mean, what's amazing to me though is like we still find those vulnerabilities, like the recent one in sudo. Like that is amazing to me because like that is not like someone in their basement, right? Like that has been like you assume because it's open source, someone must be reviewing it. And then like there has been so many open source projects where you look at, you're like, someone else is reviewing this. It's fine. It's open source. Right. It gets reviewed. Like that is what we portray to everyone. We're like, it's open source. It means anyone can review it. Just means they
anyone
just
can.
Means they can do it. Doesn't mean they are doing it.
So to your point with that,
with Heartbleed.
Oh yeah.
So there's Heartbleed. And then there was also the Lux encryption a few years ago to where if you just hit the space bar and held it down for 30 seconds, it would do a buffer overflow for Lux and then let you through on a Linux system. So, and how was this found? One of the developers were going through, had his laptop out. His kid was playing with it. And all of a sudden, his kid got into his locked machine.
Yeah.
Let's try to do this again. Oh crap! I need to put in a bug.
Could you imagine putting that bug report? Like, Steps to reproduce. Step 1, let kid play with computer. Step 2, find massive critical vulnerability. Step 3, profit.
Right.
Everything we've discussed in this video so far, that is actually the most realistic scenario that has been discussed. Absolutely.
Oh gosh.
So how many of us?
The glass gain full
we were
access.
all kids at one point in time, mostly. So we used to do that as children as well. My mother, whenever I see her, her favorite story of me as a child was on the.
Sorry about that.
On the old Atari, there was Indiana Jones game, and I was able to beat that game before my sisters or anyone else. And she's bitter about it. Everyone in my family's bitter about it because I did it before I could talk, and I couldn't tell them how I did it.
I love that story. Oh my god.
This is decades later, and I still get yelled at it for it.
All right, we need to take down the system. How are we going to do it?
By
call it suicide chess.
Suicide chess.
Take your pieces before he can do the same to you, so whoever loses wins. If we can teach Ripley that,
we're just gonna play a game of chess.
Joshua,
this is shoehorned because that's how he met her. Was through chess club.
Oh.
New game. What are you doing?
teaching Joshua to play Russian roulette.
Wait.
We're going from chess to Russian roulette.
It just said they're going to use suicide chess to teach it. And then in the prompt, he writes, I'm going to teach you Russian roulette. What was the whole point of that entire description?
This is like that. Boat, this is like the IRC boat clip. I feel dumber for having listened to all of that. Oh God, this movie's so bad. I'll bet this movie actually did make Matthew Broderick cry. Like, the original is such a masterpiece, and this is just so sad.
I don't think Matthew Broderick ever watched this movie. I'm pretty sure he paid somebody, and whoever he paid cried. And then he's like, never mind.
I mean, you have to think he had to have gotten royalties. I think it's a sequel. Like, when that count for something?
This was not an A budget.
You have to make money for it to get royalties on.
He got 1 cent.
I'm pretty sure it was demonetized. Just saying.
Oh my gosh!
2 shiny nickels.
There's more.
All right,
to
what's
that.
the next clip, Silk?
There's more to that clip too. Here it is.
So it goes on and
Accepted. It's 36,000.
Here we go. Flashy GUIs.
6,000 of which are armed and ready to fire. That's a 1 in 6 chance of having a freaking nuclear warhead.
Freaking.
Video games.
Where did you learn that from? Video games. I mean, the math there is kind of funny. It's like in 36,000 warheads, 6,000 of them are active. It's a 1 in 6 chance.
How would he know that?
He learned it from video games.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
All video games know how many nukes the U.S. has.
Right?
We have a few last clips. Let's find out how this concludes and how absolutely amazing. Because the ending is going to save this movie. It is absolutely going to save it. And
When
we
it
know
ends.
it is.
Please say they all got nuked.
Oh, that's definitely a signal of a sign of being hacked. Wait,
yes!
Decontamination.
Yes! By the way, this was with his friend that he called in the clip that we made. So we're, hey, all of our hacker buddies need to get together and start DDoSing this.
Hack the planet.
He's like, right?
This is...
DDoS actually exists in 2008?
There was just like fog which went across the screen.
Right? The CO2 is continuing to leak out.
It appears now the blue lights are beginning to fail. So they neither have the R, the G's, or the B's.
And then they have the hacker background, but just blue. Right?
Yeah.
They took out the purple. It's just blue now.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Like, it's just the movie just continues at this pace, but the pop-ups. Why is we always represent hacking with just gazillions and gazillions, but I think this one actually wins the record for most pop-ups, like within a square, like within 2 seconds.
No. Have you never surfed for porn before? That's all that exists.
Nope.
You click on one
Never done
link
it.
and you get 600 pop-ups.
I can honestly say I've never done it. Ever.
Bob.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Gulo. I know that's really hard for you, but you should try.
I love, by the way, there is a perfect callback here when Gulo was saying, like, does everyone know someone who did something illegal? Great story from DEF CON was when was it CNN? CNN like tried to hide the fact that they were one of the press, didn't get a press badge, put a hidden camera on, and then went around DEF CON trying to get people to admit they were doing illegal things and illegal hacks. Gets called out by DT, publicly shamed, and the reason why they were caught was someone ratted them out at the news station.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was there's the clip online of that. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go find it. Of literally DT's on stage saying there is part of the press with a hidden camera that does not have a press badge. There's a new competition now. Find them. And before he can finish what he's actually describing, you hear somebody in the back calling out, "Found them." And then they like shame this one person all the way out into the parking lot. They're like chasing her car down out of the parking lot. It was all within like 5 minutes of, hey, there's someone here that shouldn't be here. And then you have 1,000 hackers that locate this person.
The worst part is I kind of feel bad for that reporter. I kind of feel bad for that reporter because it was their producer that sent them and forced them to do it. Like they could have said no, obviously, but they would be like risking their job. And so like the producer at the news station was the one responsible for putting their people in that position. So I mean, like, I'm not going to blame the reporter, but yeah.
Kudos for the person who ratted him out, though. Like, because that's how DEF CON was aware of it. Someone ratted him out to DT, and it's like, and you almost wonder, was it the reporter themselves who was like, "This is silly. I'm gonna just like let them know." Like, because it was probably even a bigger news story.
Like, the funny thing is, for anyone who's been to DEF CON for years, like, some of the talks maybe cross that. You can say like the topics may cross certain lines. Like there was the one about the other year that got taken, or it was last year. There was the like how to crash a Tesla one, right? That ended up being pulled and not going down, and that's because the talk was how to build a radar jammer, and that's you can't. They're weapons, like you can't do that. That technology is controlled, and you can't just talk about that. But yeah. So talks like that'll happen, but for the most part, like 99.99% of people, it's just hacker summer camp, guys. We're going there to learn about technology and have a good time and figure out what everyone's doing. Like, I don't understand the fetishization, I guess, around like, oh, it's hackers. They must all be doing something illegal.
Oh,
most of us are just drinking a lot.
So we got we're in the final countdown. Final countdown.
Oh, we're so close. Just finished this terrible movie.
Oh yeah. Now we're doing the person of interest thing where the two AIs duke it out.
They have to change the screen every 1 or 2 seconds to keep your attention because it's so boring.
Yeah. That's actually a trick in editing.
Oh, right. This was not done well, though.
How many times is the clock gonna hit 0?
Like, because they're going through multiple scenarios. So it hits 0, they go to another scenario. They hit 0.
Yeah, don't you remember when in the first one when Joshua was trying to figure out the zero-sum game?
Yeah.
And when he learned the zero-sum game, he realized there was no winners, and that's kind of how the movie ended.
Is this movie gonna end the same way? Because that is horrible.
I want them all to be nuked. I'm sorry.
I almost just want to jump immediately into the next clip because it's kind of like a Band-Aid.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Please.
Was this just like 20 minutes of watching this?
Yes.
Yeah, they have those spy satellites that are just so happen to be in the exact right place to find that drone in the air, right?
Yep.
Oh, and
the web
cameras from under. Wow, this is awful. Guys, take account. This is 15 years after Jurassic Park, and it looks this bad.
Oh yeah.
Jurassic Park is a CGI masterpiece, and this is a tragedy.
Yeah. Oh, and everything just shuts off.
Thank you.
Just plug it. I'm plugging it. Did no one think did Gibbs just walk in and solve the hack by unplugging the computer?
Did you try
I didn't know
rebooting
one
it?
thing to unplug it.
He just unplugged the monitor. He didn't unplug the computer. It was just the monitor.
Yeah, the monitor.
Oh my gosh, we're yikes. So like that's and like, oh my. So like, there's the build up the entire movie, and then it's just like this scene, flash, blah, blah, the whole thing is just ridiculous. No, really, what they did, they were saving money because they just clipped out the scene that they liked in WarGames, and they're like, let's just change the colors, and because it's such a good scene from an actual good movie, let's play it 10 times in a row.
and
let's
throw
just
a
play
drone in there for
scenarios,
good measure.
Oh yeah, which how are we getting cameras from it? You know what?
It's like,
I have no idea.
It's like they went back to their investors and they showed them a preview of the movie, and they're like, we're not giving you any more money. We're canceling the check. So if you're going to finish this, figure it out. And oh my God.
Oh my gosh. But here's the question. We do have to ask the question, which is, would they have actually launched? And let's find out.
Would you have launched if Ripley hadn't stopped you?
Yes, the human race is finished.
Ha ha.
That was humor.
Yeah. Oh God. That's the end.
That's the end.
So bad.
My gosh.
You got trolled by a computer from the 80s.
And I will say, guys, we've been streaming for an hour and 32 minutes. The entire movie is an hour and 42 minutes. Don't waste your life by watching this movie. It is horrible. Just listen to us talking about how horrible it is.
It is legitimately considered it is literally the worst hacker movie in existence. I totally meant that intro 100%. I actually sincerely hope Matthew Broderick never watched this movie, because they took a flamethrower to the original and just destroyed what an amazing ugh.
I kind of want to buy a whole bunch of DVDs and like mail them to Matthew Broderick right now.
Matthew Broderick should come to DEF CON some year, and we should just have a viewing of WarGames. That would be a blasty blast.
I think he actually did. I think it was DEF CON 20. Didn't we do that?
What?
Yeah.
Did he? Oh. I didn't know that.
For some reason,
Play with me, baby.
Now that we've had...
I totally had like my light completely die on me. We've been streaming that long. I'm getting hacked.
I was going to say, I think it's time to shut it down.
I think that's
I said
probably
this,
the best.
I said this in the intro. This movie's not even meme worthy. There's nothing in this movie that's like we're trying to make it funny. These scenes are not funny, right? They're taking it's all right. I just remembered what I was going to say before. It's like they tried to make Spy Kids serious, right? It's that bad.
Spy Kids actually had acting in it from child actors, though. That was decent, right?
Yes.
These were child actors. These are high school students.
Well, it's like they tried to make Spy Kids serious. Like, it is so absurd that it should only work in a movie similar to Spy Kids. And if it were in that type of setting, I would watch it and just be like, this is great. Like, this is hilarious. Like, this is top meme quality. But they tried to make it serious. And so it's not even meme worthy. It's just bad. It's just really, really bad.
Yep.
Why do you hate toilets?
Betamax.
I think that is the best way to do it. Just buy the DVD and we can give it as a prize out to someone. This really should be on the DEF CON movies list. Like 100%. We should be watching this.
They should one year they should actually award anyone who wins a competition at DEF CON. They should award them a copy of WarGames too.
And you guys think I'm the evil one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This
Play
is
with me, baby.
That's going to be the way to end it. Holy crap. Yeah, I would agree. This movie makes Matrix 3 look like amazing. I mean, the thing that that Gowrie said is like, this came out how long after Jurassic Park? You said like 12 years?
It's 15 years. Jurassic Park was what, 1993, right? And like,
I mean,
the CG in that, it was astonishing.
Yeah, and I mean,
Jimmy Neutron has better CGI than this movie.
Did the science kid.
Oh my gosh. I mean, with that, we're going to go final round. For those who probably can't see the entire thing, whether Twitch will take it down or I know YouTube just out flat removed it. We'll see if I have a channel by the time this ends. But I'll pull it down and I'll upload it and get someone, I don't know, poke someone at YouTube. Maybe I'll call in a buddy or something. But with that, thank you for joining us. Gator, let's go with the final round. What do you got for us?
So thanks for enduring that. That was interesting, but I absolutely still think it's the worst movie ever. I am looking forward to seeing folks virtually at DEF CON this year. The Darknet contest is a go. We've got some cool announcements coming out really soon here on some previous badges, and we'll get you guys updated on that soon. So with that, I will pass it on over to Gowrie.
So Silk has said a lot of things about YouTube taking down his channel, but I do want to re-impress this. It is due to fraudulent activity, and Silk is not actually bald. And with that, I'll pass it to Gulo.
Why'd you guys make me watch this twice? You suck.
I told you it was bad, man. I told you.
Oh, man. I thank you so much for joining us. I'm back from Gilligan mode. I'm back to creating some videos. I am so happy that we got to hang out. Thanks for those in chat, bearing through some of the live issues of doing a live react. Man, freaking excited and pumped about DEF CON. We are a little bit of an announcement there, more of an announcement to come out later. We are going to be hammering out videos during the con, and there is just a little bit more there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and maybe we get some live content out if we get a few more subscribers, but we'll figure out a way of getting it done. Thanks for watching, and hack on.